Namaste. We will continue with the 58th Sloka in chapter 2. Yadā saṁharate cāyaṁ kūrmo'ṅgānīva sarvaśaḥ indriyāṇīndriyārthebhyas tasya prajñā pratiṣṭhitā. Yadā saṁharate ca ayam kūrmo'ṅgānī iva sarvaśaḥ indriyāṇīndriyārthebhyas tasya prajñā pratiṣṭhitā. Arjuna had questioned Bhagavan about a brahmajnani. How is he in samadhi, and out of samadhi, how does he interact with the world? Bhagavan had explained that a brahmajnani has no attachment to anything, and whether it is good or bad, he does not become elated or does not experience sorrow. One of the best examples that we can see is Lord Rama. When Dasharatha told Rama that his Pattabhishekam was planned the next day, Lord Rama had a small smile. The next day, the same Dasharatha called him and told him that he had to go to the forest. And again, Lord Rama had a mild smile on his lips. He neither was very happy nor did he cry. Na abhinandati na dveshti. In this sloka, Bhagavan explains how a brahmajnani would go about in his day-to-day activities. We have earlier seen that one of the important qualifications for attaining the knowledge of the self is shamaha and damaha, basically control of the mind and control of the senses. These are not only required for attaining knowledge, but also to stay in that knowledge, namely jnana nishta. Now, let us look at what Bhagavan is saying in this sloka. Yadā saṁharate cāyaṁ kūrmo'ṅgānīva. We have all seen tortoise. What happens when there is a danger? The tortoise retracts all its limbs into the shell. Similarly, a jnani would retract all his senses inward when there is an obstacle for his jnana nishta. Generally, the health of our body is determined by the food that we take. If you have healthy food, then your body is healthy. Whereas if you take junk for a very long time, then the health of the body deteriorates. Health is not only for the body, it's for the mind also. The mind keeps consuming inputs from all the five senses. Whatever we see, whatever we hear are all food for the mind. Therefore, mind's health is directly dependent on the kind of inputs that we feed it. That is why in those days there were Shanti mantras where they prayed, Bhadram karne vishrunayama devaha. May we all hear that which is good. Bhadram pashyet. May we all see that is good. All that we consume through the five senses makes an impression in the mind. This is called as vasanas or samskaras. So we can literally imagine a camera running inside 24/7. So this camera keeps recording whenever we are awake, and these create an impression in the mind. These are called as samskaras or vasanas. So based on these samskaras or vasanas, our thoughts come up. Generally, we don't have any control over the kind of thoughts that bubble up. It purely depends on the vasanas of the mind. And the thoughts that come up in turn create an impression in the mind. So basically, it is samskaras create thoughts or vrittis, and these vrittis again create an impression in the mind. So it is samskara vritti chakram. It may not be enough to give good inputs to the mind and sometimes give bad inputs. Let's take an example. We have all seen a fly which sits on a sweet. After some time, it goes and sits in the drain nearby. When it comes back on the sweet, we may not really enjoy it. But whereas in honeybee, sits only on the flowers from which it can take honey. So it's very important that all these senses see, hear, touch, feel and taste things that will generate positive vasanas in us. So here Bhagavan tells that a jnani would retract his senses inward whenever there is a danger to his jnana-nishtha. This is not only for a Brahmajnani but for a seeker like us. We will continue again with the next sloka later. Dhanyavadaha.